We therefore reaffirm our support for a human life amendment to the Constitution, and we endorse legislation to make clear that the 14th Amendment's protections apply to unborn children.
We support a human life amendment to the Constitution, and we endorse legislation to make clear that the 14th Amendment's protections apply to unborn children.
There should be a human life amendment to the Constitution to give 14th Amendment protection to unborn children.
In every presidential election since 1984, the Republican Party platform has included a demand for a national ban on abortion. The 14th Amendment says that a state cannot deprive a citizen of his or her life, liberty, or property without due process of law. And Republicans say they want to extend 14th Amendment protections to fetuses and embryos, which would effectively make all abortions illegal. That was part of the party platform all the way up until 2020, when, of course, you'll recall, the Republican Party decided they just wouldn't have a platform that year. Now, this year, the Republican Party platform is back, but this time the quadrennial promise to ban abortion nationwide has changed. Today, Republicans added abortion language to their 2024 platform that reads, quote, "We believe that the 14th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States guarantees that no person can be denied life or liberty without due process, and that the states are therefore free to pass laws protecting those rights." After 51 years, because of us, that power has been given to the states and to a vote of the people, end quote. In other words, forget that thing we've been saying for 40 years about banning all abortions everywhere. We just want to leave it up to the states now. Many, but not all, Republicans realize that their decades-long crusade to pass a national abortion ban is a huge political liability for them, and they're now doing everything they can to run away from this issue. But Democrats won't let them. Last week, the Biden campaign unveiled a new $50 million blitz. They're using those new ads to shore up his bid and capitalize on Republicans' single biggest vulnerability this election cycle.
Like a lot of families, we experienced a couple miscarriages. I saw firsthand the treatment I received when I had my miscarriages before and after Roe was overturned. And it is infuriating. Doctors were afraid to give me the care that I needed. What we're seeing here in Louisiana is a direct result of Donald Trump overturning Roe v. Wade. First it was Roe v. Wade, then it was IVF, and next it will be birth control. Donald Trump is going to pass a national abortion ban if he's elected again. This has to stop, and that's why I'm so adamant about supporting President Biden.
In the days since the debate, while the Democratic Party has argued over whether or not to keep Joe Biden at the top of the ticket, voters in Arkansas, Nebraska, and Nevada submitted or verified enough signatures to put abortion access on the ballot in this upcoming election. There are now 11 states where abortion could be on the ballot this year, including battleground states like Florida, Arizona, and Nevada. In every statewide ballot initiative since the fall of Roe, whether brought by supporters or opponents of abortion rights, voters have consistently chosen to protect or expand abortion rights. And the energy behind those ballot measures has helped boost Democratic turnout, or turnout in favor of Democratic candidates. It's a good reminder that while parties may debate who appears at the top of the ticket, elections are decided at the ballot box, state by state.
Hey there, MSNBC fans. I'm Luke Russert, and be sure to join me, Rachel Maddow, Jen Psaki, Lawrence O'Donnell, Steve Kornacki, Joy Reid, and many more September 7th in Brooklyn, MSNBC Live Democracy 2024. Click on the link for ticket information. We will see you there.